What's up, guys? I'm here on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be doing a bit of a different series today. This is going to be about my adventures in San Francisco. For those of you who don't know, I'm here studying for the next 4 to 5 months. I'll be back in December. It is currently late August. Yeah, so I'm putting together a vlog about what I've done in San Francisco, what's good, what's a bit not good. So yeah, I've been here for about 2 weeks currently, and I think I'll just tell you a bit about some of the touristy stuff I've done. Future installments will probably include things about the atmosphere, customs, that kind of thing, as I get a bit more used to the city, and study stuff when I'm actually at classes. That starts sometime next week, so hopefully I'll be able to get a bit of information about that. But yeah, I'll tell you a bit about the touristy stuff I've done so far. I'll start with the San Francisco Zoo. It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool, actually. They had quite a bit of exhibits. It doesn't. A lot of things are pretty different. It blows the Melbourne Zoo out the water. It's it makes Melbourne Zoo look pretty average, actually. But the Werribee Zoo, a bit further out, has a lot more open range kind of things. They have some really interesting stuff. But with the San Francisco Zoo, you've got it divided into sections. You've got the African savanna type area. You've got a whole penguin enclosure in the middle, which is really awesome. They've got an Australian section, which was of very little value to me, having lived there, and the kangaroos, I guess, don't do so well in the San Franciscan weather. It's a bit cold, actually, a lot of the time. It's like Melbourne in that respect. 1 minute it'll be like 10 degrees, and then the next minute it's 18 degrees, but it feels like 25 at least. It's really strange. It might be the humidity in the air or something. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, you really do feel the heat. You go out in shorts and then you regret it like 3 hours later because it drops so much. But yeah, no, so I don't think the kangaroos are doing so well in the San Franciscan weather. They've got an insect enclosure, if that's your bag. Wasn't really my bag, and they have a whole lemur section, which is actually really cool. Very Madagascar, the movie, of course. It's really awesome. They had a whole bunch of animals that you don't usually see in Australian zoos. For instance, they had the American bald eagles. There's nothing more American than that. All in all, really good experience. I believe tickets run you about $30. All these things, I'll put a link in the description below as well, so you can check them out yourself if they might be of interest to you or not. We'll move on to Pier 39 next, and that is a real touristy hotspot. San Francisco Zoo is the kind of thing, you visit if you're a tourist, but it's also the kind of thing, you'd visit if you were a local as well. Every now and then you just take your kids down to the zoo, because they love their animals. Pier 39 is 100% a tourist trap. Awesome, I loved it, don't get me wrong, it's great to visit as a tourist. But it's got all these gift shops, it's got, real classic American things. They've got In-N-Out Burger, which was fantastic, actually. The chips are a bit average, but the burgers absolutely live up to the hype. The milkshakes are pretty good too, actually. Then there's the candy shop. Yes, I'm using the American lingo now. It has some pretty interesting stuff in there, actually, and it's like one of those pick and mix kind of things, along with a whole bunch of prepackaged goods. There's some what was it? Birdie Bot's Every Flavor Beans in there. I was a big fan of that, and they played some really good tunes in the store as well. What else was there? There was the aquarium, which was a bit average, to be honest, because it focused on San Francisco Bay sea life. So there was the otters, which was pretty cool, but then they had a lot of jellyfish, and then there was this really awesome, you walk through a glass tank kind of thing, and there's fish floating around, but technically that's actually not underwater or under the bay. It's its own separate tank, which was a bit of a shame when I found that out. But still, there's some good learning to be done there. Then I went to the California Academy of Sciences. That was a bit of a disappointment. My mistake was going on a weekend. It would have been nice to be able to look and read the exhibits and actually learn something without some kids running up in front of you and just hitting the glass or obscuring the the thing you read to learn more about things. It was a bit disappointing, but the actual core exhibits and items of interest in there were actually pretty cool. There was a crocodile in there, which was really awesome, an albino crocodile, which is pretty rare from what I gleaned. They had another aquarium there. San Francisco loves its aquariums, apparently. It was the aquarium there was actually really cool because they extended their reach beyond just the San Francisco Bay. So you had your fish from all over the place. They had an exhibit about bioluminescent fish, ones that can produce their own light, which was pretty cool. Then they had a light and sound, like physics kind of area, which was of pretty keen interest to me actually. But once again, the kids were like everywhere, so you want my recommendation, go on a weekday when they're all at school. That's what I plan on doing for the Exploratorium. I'll probably post a video about that because I've been really looking forward to going to that. They also had this enclosed rainforest biome enclosure kind of thing. That was really cool. That was really cool. They had parrots and butterflies just floating around. It was actually really cool. What else was there? Oh, there was a mineral and gem exhibit there, which is a very niche interest, but I like shiny things. So when I went in there and looked at all that stuff, it was really cool. They had their topazes and amethysts and quartz and all that good stuff, and they had like glow in the dark rocks, fluorescent rocks, I should say. That was actually a surprising highlight. And they have this living garden on the roof, which there's a whole bunch of interesting things about that, about how that's good for the environment. They had it's a lot. I'm not sure if it's they didn't. I looked for the information on this, but they have a whole bunch of solar panels, and I was trying to figure out whether that powered the entire museum, but yeah, they didn't have the information on it. But there was a lot of solar panels, and the living grass and plants on top of the roof. They had some exhibits on that basically said, having that stuff on the roof helps moderate the temperature inside, so it uses a lot less electricity in the end, which I thought was really cool. It was really cool to see San Francisco being like really environmental about it. I unfortunately missed the planetarium. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to go, but I didn't understand how it worked. I should have booked the ticket the moment I walked in, but by the time I got around to it, I thought it was one of those things you can just kind of walk into, but when the show starts, obviously, you can't just walk in halfway through. But I thought it was one of those things you could just kind of roll up to just before it opens and then roll in, but you apparently have to book tickets. So I missed out on the planetarium, unfortunately, which is a real shame because I was really looking forward to it. Apparently the show they're showing this time around is voiced by George Takei, so that would have been pretty cool. Finally, I went. Oh no, not finally. There's two more things actually. I went to the Golden Gate Park, which was pretty cool. They have a Japanese tea garden there. Had a tea. I can't remember what it was called because it was in Japanese, but it uses rice as one of its bases, and they cook the rice so it pops a bit, and it has an aroma of popcorn. It was really cool. I didn't expect it. It was really nice. And the Japanese tea garden was really tranquil. Had a lot of Japanese things. I can't explain it. Like a replica Japanese bell tower. And the classic Japanese lanterns. It was all really tranquil and really nice. A bit of a touristy spot, but it's well worth a visit. There was the Shakespeare Garden as well. I didn't get a chance to go to that because apparently they host weddings there. But the Shakespeare Garden has flowers from every play and poem Shakespeare ever wrote. And so if he mentioned the flower, for instance, the classic "A Rose by Any Other Name," there is a rose in that garden with the line from the play or poem where that flower is mentioned, which I thought was really interesting. It's a shame I just didn't get to have a look around. Of course, if you don't like Shakespeare, I mean, I'm not a huge Shakespeare fan, but something like that, like a little homage, is pretty interesting, I thought. And finally, this is a late addition to this video. I wasn't going to originally talk about it because I was going to do this yesterday, but I never got around to it. Went to the Giants game, baseball, that is, if you're unfamiliar with it. Decided to do all the American things, got the gear and everything. Had a couple of beers at the game because that's what you do in America if you're watching a baseball game. Had a hot dog and some nachos because that's a real American treat there, the American dream, no less. Yeah, no, it was the sport is exactly what you'd think it is. It's not something you could watch every week. It goes for about 4 or 5 hours, which is pretty rough going if you're not a big fan of the sport. But the atmosphere is what makes up for it. It's definitely something you have to go to at least once if you're in America. Just taking a baseball game. Yeah, it'll take a little bit to understand the rules. I was sitting there going, why wasn't that guy out? But apparently you can have as many fouls as you like as long as you don't strike out 3 times. I'm like, oh, all right, okay. So that tripped me up a bit because I'm like, what's going on here? Unfortunately, the Giants lost, which is a shame. It was neck and neck, and the Giants were dominating the whole game. And then someone from the Rangers. The Dodgers are San Francisco's rival team. The Rangers hit a home run in the 8th innings, so it evened out the score for the ninth innings. So it got really intense. There's 9 innings in a game. Had to go to extra innings and everything. I thought it was a really good experience. Really good experience. Yeah, San Francisco lost in the end, unfortunately. But no, definitely taking a baseball game when you're here. I'll probably, in later installments of this series, I might talk a bit about the nightlife. I'll save it for touristy things this time. Once again, like I said, I'll put all the links in the description down below, so if something I said here is of interest, you can just go check it out yourself, see a bit more about it. I'll talk about the nightlife in a future video, and I'll probably talk about just the general atmosphere, like I said. And then another one will probably be the study requirements and all that. I'm hoping to do quite a couple of these videos, probably about 10 over the course of the semester. It won't be an every week kind of thing, just so there's actual content to talk about. But if you have any questions, just shoot me a message. You want to know a bit more about something, I'm happy to oblige. I'm happy to talk about my experiences. It's a really, really fascinating place to be. Thank you for watching. Check out future installments, and feel free to shoot me a message. Once again, guys, thank you for watching. Bid you a hearty farewell from San Francisco. Cheers.